Welcome back to Tan Man's Builds. In this one I got the YZ450F 2012. Very low compression. I tried to readjust the valves again beginning of this season and could not get it to start, so I got the couple months of life I did out of her. But now it's time to fully rebuild it. I got a new cylinder, kibble white valve kit, and YZ450F top end piston kit. So I'll be installing all of this, but I have to take this cylinder out now and bring it to Mott's Machining here in Edmonton and have them take the cylinder, and they're going to exchange it with one they've got already ready to go, and then I'll be heading to my storage unit to reassemble everything. Okay, here's kind of how she's sitting. Got everything disassembled down to the cylinder, pistons off. Got a bit of scoring on the piston, nothing too major, just a bit of scoring. Not sure what this little chippage is. That's a gutter right there. You can catch that with your finger, you don't even need a nail. But overall, doesn't look too terrible. The cylinder also wasn't even too terrible, so it's good news. So I'll get this new piston kit out and we'll measure ring gap, make sure everything's in spec, and then we'll slide our new cylinder on. I'll start working on rebuilding that head. Okay, got the compression ring in there. We're gonna measure specifications say 0.012 to 0.024 at max ring gap. So we're at 0.12 and the ring gap is perfect. So we'll get those installed onto the piston and carry on with the assembly. Okay, got the new cylinder on. Head gasket, base gasket's on, pistons in there. Ring gaps are all set in the correct location, and we're ready to just throw the head on. Okay, so I'm gonna start working on the head. I'm gonna disassemble everything in order so that I can keep track of the wear and go from there. Okay, I started off by getting everything all cleaned up. Everything's all spick and span. I cleaned out all the oil ports and the coolant port as well. That rubber O-ring had a bit of dirt around it, so clean that all up. And also cleaned the combustion chamber. All spick and span now. Ready to take these valves out. I actually had to wait till my spring compressor shows up. The ones I had actually didn't work, so we'll be waiting till that shows up later today. For now, I'll get the rest of this little rubber material that's left behind off carefully. I also forgot to mention that I sprayed some brake clean into the ports and let them sit for a few seconds to see if they were leaking, and this one leaked through pretty quickly. This one started to leak through after about 3-4 minutes, and then on the intake side only this one leaked through. This one held for over 5 minutes, didn't even leak through at all. So either way, we're changing all the valves, and we have to make sure these seats are going to be in good shape. Okay, got all that overlapping gasket material off best I could, a little bit around the ring there, but not a big deal. Looking good. Okay, my valve spring compressor showed up. This is a $25 compressor off Amazon, and it looks brilliant, as every size we'll ever need. This will work perfect. Now you can really tell, having the old valves out, that the left intake was the only one actually really getting a seal. See how it's kind of cloudy? All these other ones are super shiny and glazed up, just letting fuel and air pass right through. But overall, the seats don't look bad at all. We'll be able to use some grinding compound and lap our new steel valves right in. I got the black diamond Kibblewhite valves, so Kibblewhite does recommend you lap them in. I'm gonna clean up the exhaust side a bit more, get all this carbon out before we start lapping. Got that valve seat all good to go. I got it to the point where it wasn't going up anymore, and 1.7 mil is the highest I can get it, which is good enough for a worn head. That's actually not bad. So you can really tell the difference between the old and new, where the wear is. On the new one, the lapping is pretty low on the valve, and then the wear on the old one is pretty high near the end of the valve. So we're gonna get a good seal. So I'm gonna continue that process with the other 4, and we'll carry on with the reassembly. Okay, got the new valves installed. Everything went really well. Looks good. I'm gonna now just take the cams, throw them in, torque up the caps, and then adjust them to the correct timing, and then adjust the valves from there. That way when I get to the bike, I can just slap the head right on. Okay, I've got her all fully put back together. Valve clearances are set to spec. Everything looks good. Basically just get it to the bike and put it on, torque it up. Okay, we're back here at the bike. Let's get this head slapped on here. Okay, head's in place. Now it's time to throw the head studs in, and the torque sequence for this is gonna be 22 foot-pounds, and then knock them loose, re-grease them with lithium grease or moly if you have moly, and then 14 foot-pounds, and then after that you want to put a mark and rotate 150 degrees, and that's the torque sequence. But definitely check in with your manual and always make sure the proper sequence it says. Okay, all my paint marks are at 150 degrees after 14 foot-pounds. So we'll carry on with installing the cams and everything else. Okay, so the first time cycling everything over since the rebuild. Timing tensioner is in and on. Cycle's good. Manual recommends you use gasket maker on these 4 corners here. Okay, she's all back together. I've got the hour meter wired up to the spark plug, ignition wire. Exhaust is all back on. While I have no oil in it, I'm gonna pull this cover and we'll replace the clutch plates, throw the new ones in. And all I did was just separate the piston and the caliper there with a flathead, and that'll allow us to get to these bolts with ease. All right, here's the break-in oil I'm going to be using.
Recommends to run this for an hour. Once you're done the break-in procedure, dump it out and run your standard oil. Okay, oil's in, fuel pump's hooked up, coolant stopped off. Time for the moment of truth. Let's give her a kick over. All right, let's see what happens here. Probably want to use the high idle. If you're nervous,